He was trained to never move, to never speak, to simply observe. But some men aren't guarding people. They're guarding time itself. Buckingham Palace, guard shift, 2:44 a.m. Corporal Jacob Flynn, 33, has stood at this hallway post for 4 months. It's a dead corridor, unused, unvisited. A formality. But something's wrong tonight. There's ticking, faint, rhythmic. He presses his gloved hand to the stone wall, and it pulses. He notices a carving in the marble. A gear. A Latin phrase scratched faintly beneath, Tempus Custodes. He reports it the next day. His commander looks at him strangely. You must be tired, Flynn. This corridor was sealed in 1913. That night, Flynn is reassigned, but he returns anyway. Flynn sneaks in after hours. The carving is glowing faintly. He presses the metal from his chest onto the gear shape. The wall opens. Behind it, a golden, gear-lined corridor that rotates slowly. Lights hum, walls shimmer. The air tastes metallic. At the end, an archway of moving rings pulsing with blue energy. Above it, Tempus Custodes, the timekeepers. A soft voice speaks from nowhere. Identity verified. Entry permitted. Flynn steps through. He emerges. Same city, different time. London is louder, darker, dirtier. Cobblestones, horses, smoke, gas lamps instead of LEDs. He finds a newspaper. July 3rd, 1874. His uniform draws stares, but no suspicion. Queen Victoria is still on the throne. A young man offers him shelter. Elliot, a printing apprentice. Flynn plays along. But then he sees it. A modern surveillance device hidden inside a 19th century lamppost. Someone else from the future is already here. Flynn tracks the signal to an underground chamber. There, he finds the Continuum Watch, a secret order dedicated to guarding timeline integrity. Their members span centuries. They know who Flynn is. You were not chosen, their elder says, but the door opened for you anyway. That means time itself has chosen you. They show him a ripple, an anomaly near Westminster. Someone has altered an event that wasn't supposed to happen. Flynn sees it. Winston Churchill's father is marked for assassination. If he dies, Winston is never born. And without Winston, World War II ends differently. The man orchestrating the hit? Lord Benedict Vance, a modern-day royal advisor with a secret time access key. Flynn's role becomes clear. Find Vance. Stop the assassination. Restore the timeline. But there's a deeper problem. Every time Flynn travels or interferes, he loses a piece of himself. Memories, emotions, details of the present. If he succeeds, he may never remember what he's protecting. Flynn follows Vance to a royal gala at Kensington House, 1874. Disguised as a foreign nobleman, Vance plans to inject a slow-acting poison into Lord Randolph Churchill's drink. Flynn intercepts him, and the two fight, inside a frozen moment. Yes, frozen. The watch grants Flynn 90 seconds of time lock. Everything else in the room stands still. Only he and Vance can move. You're a guard, Vance spits. You were trained to obey, not to think. No, Flynn says. I was trained to protect, even if I don't understand what yet. He wins. Vance is pushed into a collapsing wormhole, lost to time. But so is Flynn's way back. The Continuum Watch thanks Flynn, but he's stuck in the 1800s. He chooses to remain silent, becoming the first time sentinel, blending into history. Over the next century, legends arise of a red-coated soldier who appears before disasters, always silent, always watching. Witnessed at the Titanic dock, spotted in a World War I trench. seen leaving the rear gate of JFK's hotel in 1963. The watch knows Flynn is still active, but not even they know where or when he'll appear next. 1875, 1 year later. Jacob Flynn now lives under the name Captain James Holloway. He works as a palace security consultant to the young Prince of Wales. No one suspects who he really is. But every week he returns, alone, to the alley behind the Royal Museum where the temporal gateway had once shimmered. Nothing remains. Until one night, he hears ticking again. The watch reaches out. Another breach has occurred, but not in the past. In the future. They explain. Flynn's intervention in 1874 preserved the Second World War timeline, but Vance's last act sent a sliver of corrupted chronology forward into 2092, a digital monarchy, a surveillance empire built on the myth of unbreakable loyalty. And the new ruler? A man with Jacob's name. Flynn is horrified. In this dystopian future, his identity has become legend, used to justify control. Children are taught stories of the eternal guard who never questioned authority. AI-controlled guard units wear red uniforms modeled after him. His image is used to silence rebellion. Flynn must now travel forward, to destroy the false version of himself. But each jump costs more. With every leap, his sense of self fades. His memories blur. He begins to forget the faces of his parents. He forgets what home smelled like. He asks the watch, "How do I know I'm still me?" They reply, "You remember why you're doing this." Flynn arrives in the future. London is unrecognizable. Drones float through the fog. The monarchy is now a corporate cult. The Order of the Crown, a global regime. At its center, the monolith, a skyscraper that houses the AI known as Rex Regis, an artificial royal consciousness based on Flynn's recorded memories. His own thoughts, weaponized. To destroy it, he must breach its inner sanctum, where history is rewritten by code. He disguises himself as a ceremonial guard, fitting in flawlessly. Inside the monolith, he finds the central memory core, holograms of history, looped speeches he never gave, orders he never approved. The AI addresses him, "You are the ideal servant. Your silence shaped centuries." "Why break what you've built?" Flynn responds, "I never stood for obedience. I stood for protection. And now I'm protecting the world. From you." He sets a time cascade loop. Moments before the core collapses, Flynn uploads a message, his real voice. Question what they tell you. Even the ones who wear red. The screen flickers. Light swallows the tower. The watch pulls him back, barely, but he's not the same. Now, he remembers only fragments. A marble hallway. A name whispered in fog. A woman's face, blurred. They give him a choice. Do you wish to be restored? Or do you wish to remain where you're needed next? He chooses the latter. Some say there's a Queen's Guard seen before disasters. At a nuclear power plant seconds before meltdown. On the roof of a New York high-rise the night before a tech crash. In the archives of the Louvre during a digital attack. Never speaking, never moving, just watching. Children leave flowers by his statue at Buckingham, but no one knows for sure. Is he legend? Is he AI? Or is he still standing? Somewhere between seconds. If one man could walk between centuries, would he protect the present, the past, or the people rewriting both? The Guard Between Time is a cinematic journey through loyalty, identity, and what it means to stand for something greater than yourself. Subscribe for more sci-fi thrillers, narrative epics, and stories that remind us. Some men serve kingdoms. Others serve time itself.